your girl child to school. Send your girl child to school. Send your girl child to school. Mama, send me to school. Evokes so many memories. If you're in Ghana somewhere in the early 2000s, you may have chanced on this song on your television sets. These were some of the campaigns that were rooting for female education. Today, our topic is women in education, and it's your girl, Reflo'S church girl. I'm doing this session once again with you. But don't forget that this video is powered by Reflo'S TV and Reflo'S Sanitary pads. Your well-being is our number one priority because you deserve the best. And as always, there is dignity in doing it right. Women in education. What is all of this noise about? Now, this has come from a historical era where we had women not getting the chance to be educated. In those days, women were seen only important in domestic and reproductive realms. The importance of a woman was based on her domestic ability and her reproductive ability. How she would be able to involve herself in domestic chores like cooking, washing, cleaning, and how she was able to also bring to bear, bring children forth. These were the realms in which women were seen as important. So people did not really see it as important for the girl child to go to school. But civilization and involvement of societies brought to the fore the essence of educating the female child, bringing to the minds of people the understanding of the fact that the female child, just like the male child, also had potentials which, when developed, would be able to produce useful products to societal development. And so there was the importance or the essence of also sending the female child to school. So many groups, international organizations, civil societies, and all forms of organizations, brought their best to bear by promoting this crusade, by promoting this campaign. And here in Ghana, we cannot talk about the advent of female education without making mention of the early missionaries like the Roman Catholic Church, like the Methodist Church, Presbyterian Church, and all the early missionaries that we had here in Ghana. Most of them promoted female education by the establishment of single-sex schools that were tailored to females. So you have so many girls' schools that were put up by these missionaries, and they were all in the bid to promote female education. Now, I would say that a lot of strides have been made in this area because today we have so many females having themselves educated, and I am an example. I have gone through education because of this opportunity, and it is laudable. But we say that there are also loopholes that we need to look at. Now, for the purpose of this conversation, I would want us to look at the fact that when it comes to developed societies and developing countries, there is a certain disparity. That yes, women are being educated, females are being educated, but you find that in developing societies, the concentration is on basic education, primary education, where girls are able to find themselves in primary school and basic education, but are unable to climb up to higher levels of education. Same cannot be said of the developed societies where women have access to tertiary education and higher levels of education. We can also talk about the concentration on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, where statistics prove that most women don't really find themselves there. Because in the past, women are only sort of shelved in certain subjects or in certain areas. Most women were not able to find themselves there. So in these days or in recent times, there is that fight or there is that concentration on females getting themselves to higher levels of education, tertiary education, and also concentrating on STEM, and a lot is being done about this. There is also, engaging in females in other forms of education, technical education, vocational education, skill training. These are various forms of education that we need to talk about when we are talking about education. So by education, it spans the totality of all forms of education, whether formal education, informal education, or non-formal education. And it is very good for us to promote men and women in all of these areas. Now, as far as this topic is also concerned, I would want us to look at two things. Now, that's access and then safety. Looking at reports of places, villages, and underprivileged societies where females don't find it really easy or don't even see the essence in going to school, you find that one, there is a problem of access, and two, there is a problem of safety or security. How are we making educational facilities or education in general accessible to most of these people? If we are talking about women not being able to find themselves mostly in tertiary institutions, to what extent are we putting in provisions to allow access? Is it through policies that will make women have the numbers in there, or is it through anything that, as it were, affirms the essence of women in these areas? We are talking about safety and security. How are these women finding educational spaces very safe or very secure? Research has it that most of young children who did not find education interesting found out that in these educational institutions, there wasn't safety when it came to the female children, because there was the absence of reproductive facilities or facilities that will boost the reproductive health of these women. These women did not find these places safe enough. There was also the existence of certain, antisocial behaviors from their male friends or their male students, even from tutors or teachers who are supposed to socialize these children, but sometimes they find themselves being sexually abused and all forms of abuse in the hands of these people. So we are looking at how accessible it is and how these places are safe so that these children, these females, can enjoy education. Now, you're asking, what is the benefits of education or educating the female child? As I have said, it is for societal development because the female is also having that potential which, when developed, will help her contribute to societal development. So we talk about socialization, and we all know the role females play when it comes to socialization. The female bringing children into bear, the orientation she gives them about national culture, about her ethnic culture, about manners, about things she needs to learn. If these females are socialized well, if these females are given the opportunity to go through higher levels of education, there is a higher probability that the children they bring to bear are also able to find themselves going through that trend of higher education. Now we are boosting society and we are boosting development levels in society. We are talking about economic development, the ability of these females also to have skills, employable skills, is in the formal sector or in the informal sector, to allow them have that employability, to allow them to have entrepreneurial skills, generally to allow them to also contribute to GDP, contribute to production of goods and services in the nation, thereby promoting economic development. We are talking about clamping down on things like infant mortality and maternal mortality. In areas where women lack education, you find out that the numbers are high when it comes to infant mortality and maternal mortality. So holistically, you are educating the female because she plays a pivotal role in societal development, and you are also educating her because she's able to partner the man, her husband, or whoever it is, to join hands in contributing to societal development. Now, as I have said, this conversation's concentration is on one, all forms of education, higher education being made available to women. That is tertiary education, STEM, and other areas that will give women the employable skills, that will give women the ability to be independent. And also, we are talking about the fact that these women must have access and they must have safety and security in these places. What do you think about this subject? Do you think we are making unnecessary noise about female education? Do you think that we've already gotten there and there is no need for us to talk about it again? Or do you think there is still the need to talk about female education? All I would say is that it is powerful for every individual in society to be educated, and the female is one. Let me have your comments in our comment section. So you want to like this video, you want to send us your comments, subscribe to Reflo'S TV and keep enjoying content right here. And always remember that there is dignity in doing it right. This video is powered by Reflo'S TV, and Reflo'S Sanitary Pads. Your well-being is our number one priority because you deserve the best. Join me here same time next Monday. Bye-bye.